Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. We don't stop playing because we grow old, we grow old because we stop playing. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. You see things, and you say, why? But I dream things that never were, and I say, why not? The reasonable man adapts himself to the world, the unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Beware of false knowledge, it is more dangerous than ignorance. Success does not consist in never making mistakes but in never making the same one a second time. Democracy is a device that ensures we shall be governed no better than we deserve. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. There is no love sincerer than the love of food. The worst sin toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. First love is only a little foolishness and a lot of curiosity. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. The golden rule is that there are no golden rules. An Englishman thinks he is moral when he is only uncomfortable. Patriotism is your conviction that this country is superior to all others because you were born in it. The more things a man is ashamed of, the more respectable he is. Lack of money is the root of all evil. He who can, does. He who cannot, teaches. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. All great truths begin as blasphemies. The only man who behaves sensibly is my tailor, he takes my measurements anew every time he sees me. A fool's brain digests philosophy into folly, science into superstition, and art into pedantry. The secret of being miserable is to have the leisure to wonder whether you are happy. Marriage is an alliance between a man who cannot sleep with the window closed and a woman who cannot sleep with it open. Youth is wasted on the young. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. The man who writes about himself and his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. A lifetime of happiness. No man alive could bear it, it would be hell on earth. Censorship ends logically when no one is allowed to read anything but books nobody reads. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. If all economists were laid end to end, they would not reach a conclusion. The greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. Independence. That's middle-class blasphemy. We are all dependent on one another, every soul of us on earth. The more I see of the moneyed classes, the more I understand the guillotine. Do not do unto others as you would that they should do unto you. Their tastes may not be the same. When a stupid man does something he's ashamed of, he always claims it's his duty. The possibilities are numerous once we decide to act and not react. Hegel was right when he said that we learn from history that man can never learn anything from history. The fact that a believer is happier than a skeptic is no more to the point than that a drunk is happier than a sober man. Animals are my friends, and I don't eat my friends. A gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. The best place to seek God is in a garden. You can dig for him there. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to those against it. I'm an atheist, and I thank God for it. No man ever believes that the Bible means what it says, he is always convinced that it says what he means. Silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. The fickleness of the women I love is only equaled by the constancy of the women who love me. The English are not a spiritual people, they invented cricket to give them some concept of eternity. A happy family is but an earlier heaven. The crueler you are, the kinder you should try to appear. The art of government is the organization of idolatry. If you can't get rid of the family skeleton, you might as well make it dance. The true test of a person's breeding is how they behave in a quarrel. An asylum for the sane would be empty in America. The only service a friend can really render is to show you a noble image of yourself in a mirror. A man with a toothache thinks everyone with healthy teeth is happy. Home is the girl's prison and the woman's workhouse. A fashion is nothing but an induced epidemic. The longer I live, the more I see I've never been wrong about anything. The British churchgoer prefers a severe preacher because he believes a few hard truths won't hurt his neighbors. The difference between a lady and a flower girl is not how she behaves, but how she is treated. The most tragic thing in the world is a man of genius who is not a man of honor. The human animal cannot be trusted with anything. The only way to avoid being miserable is not to have the time to wonder whether you are happy. The man who listens to reason is lost. Reason enslaves all who are not strong enough to master her. The rich rob the poor, and the poor rob one another. The more you know, the more you realize how little you know. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and you create what you will. The perfect love affair is one conducted entirely by post. The more violent the storm, the faster it passes. The only thing that can console you for being poor is extravagance. The trouble with her is that she lacks the power of conversation but not the power of speech. The world is mostly populated by people who shouldn't exist. There are two tragedies in life, one is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. To be in hell is to drift, to be in heaven is to steer. Virtue consists not in abstaining from vice but in not desiring it. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. What really flatters a man is that you think him worth flattering. When a man wants to kill a tiger, he calls it sport, when the tiger wants to kill him, he calls it ferocity. When two people are under the influence of the most violent, most insane, most delusive, and most transient of passions, they are required to swear to remain in that state until death. You don't stop laughing when you grow old, you grow old when you stop laughing. You use a glass mirror to see your face, you use works of art to see your soul.